Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the news update. I am Agatha Egwari Uju. Edo State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Saru Africa International to help fast-track development across the state. Governor Godwin Obaseki, while signing the MOU on Infrastructure Development and Social Investment Tax Credit Scheme, wants shareholders who have business interests to take advantage of the tax credit scheme. Elizabeth Omoko has details of this and the meeting with the state chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association.
The MOU on Infrastructure Development and Social Investment Tax Credit Scheme is a scheme that allows investors to come to Edo State. For Governor Obaseki, putting mechanism in place to attract private investors is critical to development. He promised to create an enabling environment for investors to thrive through the tax credit scheme, as it is being practiced in the Federal Capital Territory.
Putting in place the mechanism to begin to attract private sector investments. And one of those mechanisms is what we're just doing today, which is creating a tax credit system, a tax credit scheme that can allow our investors, people who have investments in Edo State or who are interested to come at Edo to invest, and they will now get a tax break, which they can now use in helping government to build infrastructure.
Chairman Saru African International, Rashid Sarumi, listed areas of achievement and how the tax credit scheme will be of immense benefit to Edo State.
Edo State is pioneering an effort here, and I hope sincerely it will attract other indigenes who want to see to their development of their neighborhood.
In another engagement, the governor met with members of the Edo State chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association, led by its chairman, Dr. Harrison Omowa. It is the desire of Governor Godwin Obaseki to make healthcare accessible to all citizens.
So whether you're a doctor in your own practice, you're a doctor in my practice, in my hospital system, you're a doctor, I don't care. You are a doctor in Edo State, first and foremost. And that person that you'll be providing care to is a citizen of Edo, and it's your responsibility to make sure that person is kept alive as much as possible.
The governor solicited a continuous commitment in ensuring they render quality services to the good people of Edo State. In Benin, Elizabeth Omako, NTN News.
Now, the University of Benin is to enjoy 24 hours electricity courtesy of Edo State government. Governor Godwin Obaseki expressed his resolve to extend power supply to the institution through the Osiomo power plant when he received members of the governing council led by the chairman Olorogun Sonny Kuku at the executive chambers of the government house. Again, here is Elizabeth Omoko with the report.
Only this year, President Muhammadu Buhari appointed new Governor Council Chairman for federal universities, with Olorogun Chief Sonny Kuku heading the University of Benin. Members of the Governing Council of the University of Benin are in Government House to familiarize themselves with both the state and the institution. Olorogun Chief Sonny Kuku is thankful to the state government for its instituted support. While promising to help government in human capacity development, he appealed to the state government to help recover the institution's 380,000 hectares of land for the purpose of expansion.
Talking about 380 hectares has been encroached upon by force, and nobody has been able to do anything about it. And the university is now getting very cramped. Right now, university is very serene. You know, you don't have too many high rises. It looks like a beautiful place for learning. And if we don't do something about this encroachment, we're going to be forced to be building up.
Governor Obaseki, on his part, regards Uniben as his own, even though it is a federal-owned institution. He further looks forward to providing more infrastructure for an institution which has itself helped in developing human capacity.
Kilometers across the river, we have 1,000 megawatts of power. And we're working with the federal government. Fortunately, I'm on the board of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company to move about 50 megawatts into a tech hub which we're setting next door at Benin Technical College. And we're hoping that we can connect Univen to 24/7 electricity.
The governor also restates his resolve to collaborate with the Oba of Benin to send land grabbers to jail.
Very happy to inform you that, the palace, the Omanobanedo is very much with us in this, because they protested to him last week, and he was very, very clear in his pronouncement that the traditional institutions don't support it, government doesn't support encroachment, and we will ensure that we curtail and recover as much of what has been encroached.
Edo State government has imposed a ban on unwholesome activities as it pertains to land administration in the state. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
Meantime, Edo State government has suspended the principal of Edo College, Benin City, Peter Edonwoyi, and the housemaster for Akenzua Hall of Residence of the school, Oamen Stanley, over the disturbing viral social media video of abuse by students of the college who were writing their National Examinations Council NECO final examination. A statement by the Secretary to Edo State Government, Usaudion Ugi, states that all the students involved in the abusive behavior have been handed over to the Ministry of Justice for investigation and prosecution in accordance with the child rights. The statement further reveals that the governor watched with dismay the disturbing viral social media video of abuse by students of the college, and adds that following the sad incident, government has asked the principal, Peter Edonwoyi, to proceed on suspension with immediate effect and to hand over all property and assets of the school in his possession to the next most senior vice principal of the school. He is to remain on suspension until the investigation of the incident is concluded and government provides further directive on the matter. The housemaster for Akenzua Hall, Oamen Stanley, is suspended indefinitely. The state statement further states that Edo State government is committed to maintaining a school environment that is safe for children and offers apologies to the victims of the house, their parents, and members of the public. Now, wife of the governor, Betsy Obaseki, was at the magistrate court in Benin City with the deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, and his wife, Marianne, for the resumed hearing on the case of a 55-year-old man, Michael Ogbuke, who is standing trial for defiling a 7-year-old girl. Elizabeth Tomoko reports.
Court session that ensued, a new counsel appeared for the defendant. The new counsel requested for adjournment to enable him study the facts of the case, which was subsequently adjourned to the 10th of August 2021. Wife of the governor, Betsy Obaseki, who is the chairperson of the Gender-Based Violence Management Committee, Edo State, reaffirmed her commitment to ensuring justice for victims.
Has been adjourned to the 10th of August. And we're going to make time to come here again until we see the end of this case and ensure that justice is served. And that will be a deterrent to people out there. And we'll keep following every case like this. As long as we get to know the case, we'll make sure we follow up with it until we get to the end of it. So we're calling on people to come out and, don't let anybody intimidate you. Don't let no human being has a right to oppress another human being.
She urges victims of rape to speak up at all times. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
You're watching the news update on NTA Benin. Time for a break. We'll be back shortly for more reports. Stay with us.
In Aduawa and its environment, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature. Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is the place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your other events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters, TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set to ensure constant power supply. We also have the NTA Pavilion for all your outdoors events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secure. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your event live. And above all, you can air your event on our award-winning programs like Events and Style. Wow, what are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
This life I can't keep myself. I can't keep myself. I can't keep myself. Allow me to flex.
Hello there. Welcome to the newest lounge in the Asian city of Benin, Hyperion Lounge, a lounge with good food, music, drinks, karaoke, networking, exclusive for VVIP, and a relaxed environment to meet the right people. Hyperion Lounge is situated at rooftop floor, which has a panoramic view of the city. Visit us at 76 Akpakava Central Hotel, Efedosa Signature, opposite First Bank, Benin City. For seat reservation, call 091 5111 1123. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Hyperion Central. Email info@hyperioncentral@gmail.com. All COVID-19 guidelines is strictly adhered. Hyperion Lounge, exclusivity redefined.
Thank you for staying on. In line with the provisions of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act 2010, a workshop to sensitize host communities on community content guideline has held in Benin. Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, who was represented, urged communities to avail themselves of the opportunities created by the Act. Paul Omukago now reports.
In this hall are community leaders, contractors and youths from oil and gas producing communities in Edo State. Insufficiently aware of what they stand to benefit as host communities, interfacing with international oil companies, IOCs, operating in the areas, this workshop by the NCDMB is bound to raise their level of enlightenment considerably. General Manager, Zonal Coordination and Corporate Communication of the board, Gina Gina, who represented the Executive Secretary, highlighted salient provisions in the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act and national aspirations for communities to participants, particularly in the areas of employment, training, and funding for local contractors. Communities, he emphasized, must be conversant with the community content guidelines to keep them abreast with development as it affects host and impacted communities.
We now came up with a policy, drew out those sections of the law that guaranteed participation of host communities and created a community content guideline, so which is a single source document that we have issued to the oil and gas industry, where it is clearly spelled what are those areas, what are those things we have ring-fenced for host community participation. So that sudden drop in number of attacks can be attributed to some of these workshops we are doing. And that is why we are here today in Edo State to talk to the host community people about the community content guideline document, which spelled clearly what is due them in the industry and how to go about getting it peacefully.
But of what benefit is this workshop to the participants?
How to empower the host communities, how to finance them, and what they stand to benefit. So with this workshop, I now know many things.
There are things we are supposed to benefit, like job opportunity, like maintaining the government pipeline. Those are the things we have been losing in this our community.
Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board hope to go around the 6 geopolitical zones and communities to enlighten Nigerians on the Nojit Act. In Benin, Paul Omukago, NT News.
Street trading is a common sight in cities, with some state governments prohibiting the practice. However, the trend has continued unabated in spite of control measures by relevant authorities to discourage the practice. Paul Omukago, again in this report, examines why it is thriving.
New Benin is one of the major markets within Benin metropolis where the activities of street traders have impacted on general socio-economic activities. The main road and other adjoining streets have been taken over by traders with little or no concern for the inherent danger it poses. Miracle Okoye is a JS2 student who assists her mother in hawking with a view to raising enough money for her tuition fees. She, like other traders, says it is difficult to acquire a shop in a market as the population of traders is more than available space in the market.
I expect that mom said let me come and sell so that any money inside I should use it to go and pay my school fees next time.
Make government give us shop. We won't go inside markets. Because if not be our bicycle workers, people for don't die for road because of the drive.
Now until they manage my life. When they pay ticket, they pay even because like this frontage when I did, so now somebody get the house. So you know now we just say make you did there for free. But even here when I did with wife and children, now until they manage myself.
With a daily ticket of 100 naira, these traders are more concerned for their profit margin than their safety, with wares taking over half of the road and in some instances the entire road for their economic survival.
No, these people, they don't hear word. They don't hear. There's task force. Let's be honest. There's task force. Before task force, we ask them to leave. The next minute again or 5 minutes again, they will come out again. So I don't know whether they settle the task force. I don't know. These people don't usually hear word.
Bringing your goods or your markets to the road when the government has given you the right place to stay, I think is totally wrong. The earlier we begin to live our life and put everything in order, the better for us.
A major fallout of this practice is traffic build-up and avoidable accidents. Effort to speak to relevant authorities was unsuccessful. In Benin, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
COVID-19 update now. There are 505 new cases of the virus in the country. According to a breakdown by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control NCDC, Lagos has 273, Rivers 83, Oyo 45, Ondo 22, Cross River 18 and Kaduna 13. Ogun and Gombe states have 10 new cases each. The FCT 8, Ekiti 7, Delta 6, Bayelsa 3, Edo 2 and Niger 1. So far, a total of 175,264 infections have been confirmed by the NCDC. 165,122 patients have been treated and discharged, while 2,163 people have died from the infection. Another break is here. We'll be right back.
You visit the ancient city of Benin. Two things will excite you: the warmth and welcome of its people, and of course, the class and style of its hospitality business. Randeki Gold, home of hospitality like no other, located in one of the most serene environments in the ancient city, truly classy and exquisite with world-class facilities, fully equipped digital multipurpose hall with life-size, ultra-high definition LED screen, 180 square meters king-size swimming pool with bubble bath, enough to leave you breathless. The exotic Ariel's Bistro and Grill restaurant with variety of continental dishes, especially some of the rarest delicacies you can find in town. Fact is, a visit will truly convince you that we are gold. Randeki Gold is the gold wing of the prestigious Randeki Royal Hotel at 6 Henry Street off Ihama and Boundary Roads, GRA Benin City. www.randekihotels.com. Randeki Gold, our hospitality is gold.
We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sports like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
For staying on, it's Sports Now, and Dolumide Eguntola is our guide.
Blessing Oborududu has entered the record books as the first Nigerian to win a wrestling medal at the Olympics after claiming silver in the 68 kg class following a 4-1 defeat to American Tamara Mensah-Stock. In short put, Nigeria's Chukwu Ebuka Enekwiti picked up one of the non-qualifying final spots for the finals slated for Thursday with a 21.16 stroke behind his American counterpart, among other contenders. Similarly, Nigerian sprinter Divine Oduduru has qualified for the semi-finals of the men's 200 meters event of Tokyo 2020 Olympics Games. He finished second behind Jamaica's Rashid, who won it in 20.31 seconds. Oduduru was disqualified in the 100 meters for her first start, around 20.18 seconds, to clinch the second place. Still on the Olympics, Nigeria's S.A. Brume on Tuesday morning won the country's first medal at the ongoing Tokyo 2020 Olympics. She won bronze in the women's long jump event with a best jump of 6.97 meters.
I know you can't, you responded to the moment, but yet you're still then helping.
Completely out of your control, what someone else is going to...
In another news, about 42 bike riders in Lagos took part at the Go BMX Day at the National Stadium, Lagos. The one-day event, which also featured Lagos Roller Sports Association, was in 3 categories.
But the things we actually need to gear ourselves up for the Olympics is to have the right gadgets first.
The focus was to popularize the sport in a bid to make it an Olympic sport in Nigeria in the nearest future. With sponsor update, Olumide Gutola, NT News.
And that ends this segment of the news update. Thank you for watching. Of course, translation of the news in Edo language is next. I'll see you again at 7 p.m. for the main news bulletin. Have a pleasant day. Good afternoon.
Wabava, ona nye denebe do no hia na efusa egon. Owebe no Yoga University of Benin ga me okpa electric vege hia. Rondi yo bonari obo tedo hia une owebe no yoni. Okari oba Godwin Obaseki otona webu no kaibi se ogo webe no yoni no na kalotu ge olorogun okaime soni koko na motu ogo gie owari oba. Okeka ge osi omo aka akesi n'okpa gie owebe ni. Zebe no gbebi nyema ya evo ukpo na yena okari obo tevo Muhammadu Buhari kegi zebu no kaibi sogbon no kiaga kanya abo webe no yo no ogari obo tevo okegi ze okaime soni koko no ga won tebu no kaimi senya owebe no yo Ogi University of Benin. Olorugun okaime soni koko ke ikpọnwari obote na ye yobo no ri ewu okeri tege we bi no yo ni ga wi yobo na miege moni yo we be ni ladian iri awu na gban okeri mi ari oba no wi yobo na miege iya dolegbe mi otori awiri egbe ni ami na setting be emini a oni aboyo Amo carry obote do Bessie Obaseki Akawo carry oba Philip Shaibu kebe Amoe Miriam Gari kotu ve Oedo Ron dezo no kan okwepa na tie Michael Ogboke no gbe omukopa no re ope eyan ovi gedu Zeme no gbe bi yen ma ya evo Ogeni no ma pe wo to omogi ogbon ori mudi ani na tie ezo no mugi ogbon na ika ne ari yege niyen ya gba okoto rezo ni benari na si ezo ni ro ge ipedigbe okina yena Ariobo tedo di abinwi na yine ge unta ge owe ukpono geva ogedo college no re oedo okpe oba Peter Edomoyi ke no kanya eni bi owe bedia na tie Akenzo Hall of Residence owe Benin okpe oba Oame Stanley ronde bo we gorion no ladian be agogo na tie social media video no kan bi owe Benin ni gben edame na tie National Examination Council NECO ebe no ke obogben bo Ariobo tedo o Saudion oge sobo oka ege aviabe ibi owe Benin ni wo oku ne ave Arioba no reme oyine Abarioba no reme oyine ni agbalo toye be otewo sunu be siyan dine irenzo zebene oyino kan bi ka kai wa asege etenigan rinya vanase wa bava